Well, hello there, welcome back to the channel and I hope you're doing well. So this is a quick video just looking at the recent news regarding the comments from Roger Waters, who was the bass player for Pink Floyd, and his comments regarding Ozzy Osbourne and subsequently Jack Osbourne, his son's outburst regarding it, and really talking about whether Roger Waters is showing snobbery towards Ozzy Osbourne and rock music, maybe sort of looking down on it slightly, because Pink Floyd, I suppose, were elevated into a slightly different stratosphere. Whilst they were a kind of a rock band, they were sort of a rock band with plenty of money behind them. They were sort of like the rich kids of progressive rock. Essentially, Roger Waters has come out and spoken about Ozzy Osbourne, obviously, who passed away recently, and he said that he hadn't really cared about Black Sabbath, and he didn't really even know what Ozzy Osbourne did his whole life. He seemed to just imply that Ozzy Osbourne just kind of pratted around, really, and didn't really offer much at all. As we can see here in his comment, it says, Ozzy Osbourne, who just died, bless him, in his whatever state that he was in his whole life, we'll never know. Although he was all over the TV for hundreds of years with his idiocy and nonsense, and the music, I have no idea. And obviously he goes on and is quite blunt about his opinion. Now, whether you like Ozzy Osbourne or not, or even Black Sabbath to that degree, I think it's fair to say that he has had a major impact on the world of rock, and I think he is going to be remembered in many years' time for his contributions. Even if you don't like his music or the things that he's kind of got up to in his life, and yeah, he's had a very, very colourful life. He's done a lot of things, and some things maybe haven't been as successful as others. Some have been quite controversial. But I think his contribution to music can't really be denied, just in the same way that Roger Waters and Pink Floyd's contribution to music can't be denied. So I just wonder whether Roger Waters has been a little bit hasty here in his comments, and perhaps not maybe thought before he's spoken and just sort of blurted things out. I've seen comments from other people who've said that, maybe Roger Waters is just looking for any kind of attention at the moment, good or bad. I don't know whether I necessarily agree with that. I think Roger Waters has always been outspoken. I think he's always had quite controversial opinions, and he's not afraid to share those opinions. So I don't think it's so much that he's looking for the attention, but I think probably what's happened is he has spoken out and hasn't expected maybe to have the response that he got, because Jack Osbourne, who, like his father, is quite outspoken, quite a controversial figure, has been very, very clear and explicit in exactly how he feels about Roger Waters. Now, I can't really say much of the words that he said about Roger Waters, but he has made it very clear. He said that his dad, Ozzy, was very much not a fan either of him. And it's just a bit sad, really, I think, because you've got two great kind of artists in their own right who were doing very, very different things. And one of them dies, and then the other one just sort of trashes a little bit their kind of memory, but also their contribution. And I can't help but feel that is a bit of a bit in poor taste, really. So now, I like Ozzy Osbourne and I like his music. I like Pink Floyd. I've always had a little bit of a problem with Pink Floyd in the sense that I feel like, as I said earlier in the video, they're kind of like the rich kids. They were the ones that had the biggest shows, the biggest budgets, and maybe sometimes come across a little bit pretentious, but that's just my opinion. But again, I certainly couldn't deny their contribution to the music world. Absolutely not. They've done phenomenal things, The Dark Side of the Moon. But it just seems like perhaps a little bit of an oversight from Roger Waters in terms of his comments. So I wanted to see what you thought, what your opinions are of Roger Waters in terms of his comments. Was he fair and justified? And similarly, was Jack Osbourne, was he fair and justified in his response back? So let me know in the comments what you think. It'd be great to get your thoughts on this one. And I'll see you all in my next video. Take care.